Hey guys, Logan with Enduro Engineering. Today I'm going to show you how to install the new radiator guards for the YZ250 and 125 model. Alright, the first step is going to be removing the shroud. Doesn't matter which side you start on, just pick a side. We're going to work on the left, so we're going to remove the left shroud. You got an 8mm for the top two bolts, here and here, and then this bottom one's going to be a 10mm. Remove all three of those. Once you have the shroud off, the next step is going to be removing the radiator louver. You've got one 10mm bolt right here. Go ahead and pull that right off. And then you've got two inner pegs that the louver is sitting on, as well as these two outer ones. So just press forward there, and then you'll just be able to move the louver. So now go ahead and remove the two bolts that are the radiator mounts. These bolts you're going to want to save, you're going to reuse them, but the washers you can set off to the side. Alright, so now you're going to take the inner mount for the radiator guard, and then the same bolts that you removed from the radiator mounts, just without the washers. Take that inner mount, which is going to be labeled 12-5002-02, and then make sure that that faces inward towards the frame. That way that your mounting holes for your radiator guard are facing forward. Go ahead and thread both of those in, and then tighten them up using an 8mm. Okay, now we're moving to the outside of the radiator guard mount. In the kit there's two provided, or there's going to be four, but take two of the provided clip nuts. Clip those on both the top and the bottom. And then take the outer mount, which is 12-5002-03, it's going to be labeled, and then it's only going to fit on here one way with the contour of the radiator. So slide that in there that way. And then in the front, we've got two of these flathead Allen bolts that you're going to line up with the mounting holes on those middle two tabs. So get both of those started. And now you got both of those flatheads started. Take a provided 6x12 hex head bolt, and then you're going to go straight through that outer mount into the top clip nut. Get that started, and then you're going to go through. Now we can go through and tighten these. We left these loose. Tighten that 8mm at the top, and then a 4mm Allen wrench, and you can tighten those middle two flathead bolts. Now we can put this front plate on. You've got a left and a right side. There's two easy ways to figure out which side goes what. If there's notches, that's going to go towards the frame, and then the flat side goes outward, and then the sticker will read correctly. Or you can just look at the back. The machine part number will either end in an L and an R, depending on left or right. So you can take that, and then you've got the provided socket head bolts. You're going to use 7 of them. So line up the mounts. You can get all those started by hand. I'd recommend getting every single one started before tightening any of them. So there's 3 here on the out, and then there's 4 on the inner. So go ahead and get all those started. All right, now I've got all 7 bolts started. Now's the time I'm going to go through with a 4mm Allen wrench and go ahead and tighten each one down. Most of them I can get to with my nice 4mm T-handle, but a couple of these up here with the fender in the way, I've got a little 4mm Allen wrench that I can tighten those up with. Okay, to finish up this left side, I'm just going to put the radiator shroud back on. These top 2 bolts are going to be the same ones you pulled out. Use the OEM bolts. But then this bottom one here, you're going to take our provided 6x20 hex head bolt with the washer, the provided washer, and mount that one into the radiator. Alright, now that you got all 3 of those started, just take that 8mm, tighten all those up. Nice thing is now all 3 bolts are 8mm, so just 1 wrench for the shroud. And then you're going to repeat the exact same process on the opposite side. If you have any questions, give us a call at 517-393-2421. or visit EnduroEng.com.